Today I'm going to look at these two Sonic toys of Sonic and Knuckles from Jack in the Box in 1999. Back then they had a SEGA promotion, and in this promotion they had a toy of Sonic, Knuckles, Echo the Dolphin, and Bug. Now I actually have the original bag for the Sonic toy because I bought them off eBay new in the bag several years ago, and you can see what it says there. It says SEGA Sonic Pushdown Racer, Jack's Kids Meal 3 and Up, copyright 1999 on there. I like that old Jack in the Box toy package. I don't know if they still look like that. I haven't gotten a Jack in the Box Kids Meal toy in a long time, but have the spots on them and stuff. I like that. Now here's the little pamphlet that came with Sonic there, so you can see the other toys in this set. There's Sonic, Knuckles, Echo the Dolphin, and Bug. I don't have Echo the Dolphin or Bug, just have Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic is labeled as a Pushdown Racer, and Knuckles is labeled as an articulating figurine. The Echo the Dolphin toy says it's a wind-up swimmer, so I don't know if you could put it in the water and have it swim around, or if it just flip the tail or something. And then the Bug is a wind-up walker, and to my knowledge that is the only toy of Bug that's out there. Maybe there's some more, but that's the only one I've ever seen. It's Jack in the Box down there, and it does open up. Inside there's an ad for Ute Tower and Sonic R on the PC. This was a Sega PC promotion, and new releases. There were new releases back in 1999. On the back of the pamphlet here, there's some advertisements for Sega PC games that you could get for sale at Jack in the Box back then. You could get Echo the Dolphin, Bug, Sonic and Knuckles Collection, and Sonic 3D Blast. And I believe that Sonic Knuckles Collection is the one where they replaced a lot of the music with different songs, and it was all MIDI songs, and they sounded, a lot of them didn't sound that good. So the Sonic from this set actually looks pretty good for a kid's meal toy. The sculpt is nice. The face is alright. I mean, you know, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. The spikes are surprisingly all there, all 6 of them. They're all in the right position. You got the 2 back spikes. The tail is covered up by this big drum-looking thing. I would have loved having this as a little kid. I mean, I would have hated that his legs were replaced with this big drum thing, but, you know, back then it was really hard to find any kind of Sonic toys, so I would have taken what I could get, you know, so this would have been really cool to have. Now, the reason that his legs are like that is because of the push-down feature, which I'll show you in a minute. And you can kind of see on the side there are some blue streaks and red circles that are supposed to kind of be like his feet running around in circles like they did in the old games. Here's a better view of that sticker on the side there, and it's actually a pretty fragile sticker. You can see there's a little dent in the side right there. That's just, I don't know how that happened, but it's kind of poked through I think there's a screw hole behind that, and the sticker's kind of broken through there. It's kind of split and pushed into the hole, which is unfortunate. I've heard this sticker can peel kind of easily, so do be careful with that. Here's a closer view of the Sonic face sculpt. See, it's pretty good. They got the little dimple in between the eyes, the eyebrow up there, pointy ears and everything. They're 3-dimensional, got a little sideways smirk. The eyes are a little round with the way they painted them, the pupils I mean. They're a little far apart, but it doesn't really look that bad. There are the spikes. He has kind of diamond-shaped spikes there. They're almost polygon looking, which is interesting. Same with his back spikes. Little screw hole in the back. There's a little bit of articulation on this figure. You can twist the head, and you can move the arms up and down. I mean, they don't really look good in any other position other than that, but it's kind of neat that it's there. And I can't tell if the body twists. I don't think it does. Doesn't feel like it's going to twist. I'm not going to force it. Here's the underside of him here. You can see trademark and copyright 1999 Sega, Jack in the Box restaurants. So I think it's a pretty good looking kids meal Sonic the Hedgehog toy, especially compared to, say, the McDonald's Sonic of 1993. I think the Jack in the Box one looks much better. So I guess now would be a good time to talk about his feature, and this is going to be a little bit hard to do with my setup here, but he is a pushdown racer. And what that means is when you push him down, this little front wheel moves up like that, and then when you let go, the back wheels spin. So it's kind of like a pullback, but different. So you'd push him down like that, and then launch off like that. You can't really see the full extent of how far he would go with my setup, but I'll do the best I can here. I kind of have a board suspended on a box, so let's see what we can do. Oh. Something else interesting I've noticed, this just has to do with the mechanics inside it. If you pull him back, the front wheel starts to move down, or move up rather. And then if you let go of the back wheels, it moves. Just something interesting I've noticed. So I really like the function. It's very fitting for a Sonic the Hedgehog toy for a kid's meal. This is something that I would have had a lot of fun with, and I'm sure many kids had a lot of fun with back in 1999, and it works really well. My only complaint really, I mean, aside from the legs being replaced with that weird looking shape, I mean, I think they could have found a way maybe better to make, like, sculpt some legs on there or something, but or maybe make this red. I don't know why it's yellow. It would have made a lot more sense if the circle shape was red, and then you could still have the stickers on the sides. But my only other complaint is that he's a little bit tipsy, I guess. He doesn't really, I mean, because he's so narrow, it's easy to, like, when you're pushing him down, when you let him, he'll knock over, he'll lose his balance. But most of the time he works pretty good. So aside from those few nitpicky things, I mean, it's a great Sonic the Hedgehog kids meal toy. One of the best ones out there, in my opinion. It's one of my favorites, and I really wish they would make more stuff like this today for Sonic. I bet kids today would love to have more Sonic toys like this at McDonald's or Jack in the Box or Burger King or wherever. Now, the Knuckles from this set is infamously unique looking, we'll say. Yeah, I don't know why this Knuckles looks so terrible. The Sonic looked okay, but they really did not do a good job on this Knuckles figure. If they had centered the eyes, that would have helped immensely, but it's also the giant forehead and stuff. I don't know, but there's something I like about it. Maybe because of how terrible and strange he looks. It's definitely one of the weirdest looking Sonic things in my collection. So I like him for that. I mean, ever since I knew he existed, I always kind of wanted him just because of how out there he looks, you know? And it's weird. The details are all there. I mean, he's completely accurate to Knuckles. He has the toenail on the chest and the, you know, the eyes that are separate, unlike Sonic's where they're kind of like a mono eye. The dreadlocks are all the right lengths. See? Like they're short here, then they get long here, and then there's the short middle one. So like, they're all the details are there. It's just the proportions and things. The execution is, it's weird. And they even got the detail of Knuckles' old shoes right on classic Knuckles. It wasn't just a straight down yellow stripe. It has this kind of angle to the red on the back. Like if you compare modern Knuckles shoes to classic Knuckles shoes. And he has the Legos on top with all 6 studs and the green socks and everything. The bottoms of the feet are hollow though. Now his backside is just about as bizarre as his face. I mean, look at his tail. That's... it looks like... I don't know. It looks like a few different things. I mean, to me it kind of looks like the whole back kind of looks like a space alien head, like a creature. Like the screw is the eyeball, and then the tail is a big tongue sticking out of a mouth. You see? And the tail's like that because it's articulated. Like, you can twist it around. It's very bizarre. But it's really hard to twist around because there's not much to grab onto. Now, the copyright information is really hard to see because it's up here on the back of his head. And on mine, the back of the head is actually kind of coming off, if you can see that. See, there's kind of a space between there. The head's kind of splitting apart. I think it says the same thing as Sonic. Yeah, 1999, Jack in the Box, made in China. It's real hard to see on camera, I'm sorry. So Knuckles was labeled as an articulating figurine, and that's exactly what he does. His head twists. It's got a pretty bad squeak on mine. Yeah, I got this one used. This one was not mint in the package like Sonic. So his head twists, and the arms can move forward and back. The legs do not do anything, and the tail twists for some reason. And that's all he does. And it's really interesting because you don't usually see kids' meal toys that are just posable figures like this. They usually have some kind of gimmick, like a pullback action or spring-loaded fist. Like you'd think maybe you'd be able to push his tail and he'd have a spring-loaded punching fist or something like that. But no, it's just an articulated Knuckles figure. And I would have, when I was younger at least, I would have preferred them to make Sonic like that, so I could just have a Sonic toy and not have his legs like this. But oh well, I mean, it's kind of a weird set, but I do like them. Oh, and there's another thing. Sonic isn't in scale with Knuckles at all. See how tiny his head looks next to Knuckles. Something interesting to note is these figures came out in 1999, and that was the year Sonic Adventure 1 came out in America. And that was the game where the characters first started using their modern designs. And these Jack in the Box toys are obviously based off their classic designs, so these are some of the last, I guess, true classic Sonic items that were produced in America. Because 1999 was also the year that Resource would release their Sonic Adventure 1 figures. So here's the Sonic and Knuckles from that set. And weirdly enough, the figures are just about the same size, at least as the Knuckles figure. See, it kind of fits in scale with Sonic and Knuckles. So here they all are together: Jack in the Box Sonic, Resource Sonic, Jack in the Box Knuckles, and Resource Knuckles. Another interesting thing, I'm sure this is just a coincidence, but I was mentioning earlier that the Jack in the Box Sonic had kind of polygon looking diamond spikes, and the Resource Sonic has triangular looking spikes, so they're a little bit similar. Just something I thought was kind of weird. But they're kind of nice to have together, and I do really like this set. The Sonic is really good, the Knuckles is really weird, but I still like him, and it's one of my favorite sets of Sonic Kids Meal toys out there. So that's a look at the Sonic Jack in the Box set, or technically the SEGA Jack in the Box set, just Sonic and Knuckles, from 1999. Hope you enjoyed the review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.